There are words that shine for a season and then fade, and there are words that survive the weight of centuries, as if they were written this morning. The Book of Proverbs belongs to the second category. It was born in a world with no phones, no screens, no social pressure, no constant comparison, no notifications stealing attention every few minutes. And yet somehow, when we open its chapters today, the ancient voice sounds strangely familiar, almost unsettlingly accurate, as if God himself were describing the exact emotional battles we face in our modern lives. Imagine sitting across from an elder who is not distant, cold, or controlling, but someone deeply wise, someone who has failed, learned, risen, and lived enough to know the hidden traps and the golden paths of life. Someone who looks at you with care and says, "Listen, I want to help you avoid pain you do not need to experience." That is what Proverbs is, the voice of a loving father speaking to a daughter who is about to make choices that will shape her future. Proverbs 1:2-3 says that this book was given for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair. This is not abstract philosophy. It is wisdom meant for real life, for when you are tired but still need to decide, for when you are confused but time keeps moving, for when your heart desires one thing and your mind warns you of another. In modern life, we look for wisdom everywhere. In short videos, in influencers, in trends that last a week, in quotes that go viral today and disappear tomorrow. But the wisdom of Proverbs is not a trend or a motivational spark. It is a foundation. A steady, ancient, deeply practical foundation that doesn't shift with culture, public opinion, or the emotional storms inside us. In this video, we will walk through Proverbs like explorers navigating an ancient map in a new, chaotic city. We will bring eternal truths into modern struggles, anxiety, comparison, relationships, finances, emotional exhaustion, decision-making. And if you stay until the end, you will notice something powerful. This book is not merely information. It is an invitation for God to align your mind and heart for a new season. As you listen, ask yourself one simple but transformative question. In which area of my life do I urgently need God's wisdom? Keep that area in mind, because throughout this message, the Holy Spirit may illuminate exactly what you've been overlooking. And don't worry if you feel unprepared, if you've made mistakes, or if you think you don't deserve clarity. Proverbs was not written for perfect people. It was written for real people, people like you and me, who fail, rise, grow, and want to live better. Just by listening, you are already stepping into wisdom. God honors that desire. This is the starting point of our journey into Proverbs for modern life. Take a breath, God is about to speak. Proverbs opens with a key that unlocks everything that follows. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. This fear is not panic, guilt, or terror. It is reverence. It is acknowledging that God sees farther than your emotions, farther than your confusion, farther than your temporary desires. In a world that constantly tells you, follow your heart, Proverbs invites you to an even higher truth. Align your heart before following it. Modern life pushes us into decisions driven by impulse. We choose relationships out of loneliness, spend money out of anxiety, speak out of anger, post things out of insecurity, and commit to situations that drain us because we are afraid of missing out. Our hearts feel intensely, but they do not always see clearly. Wisdom begins not when you silence your emotions, but when you stop letting them be the driver of your life. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." To acknowledge God in all your ways means inviting him into every corner of your life, your financial decisions, your boundaries, your relationships, your online habits, your ambitions, your healing. Applied to modern life, this is deeply practical. Before replying to a message that triggered you, pause and whisper, "Lord, show me the wise answer." Before jumping into an opportunity out of fear, ask, "Is this door from you, or is it just touching my insecurity?" Before starting a relationship because you are tired of being alone, ask, does this person align with the life you are building with me? When you bring God into the decision before the decision, something shifts. Wisdom replaces impulse. Peace replaces chaos. Discernment replaces confusion. You stop reacting and start living with intention. Wisdom does not guarantee a life without challenges, but it guarantees you won't face those challenges blind. God wants to guide you, steady you, and speak to you if you will pause long enough to listen. Let this be your prayer throughout the video. Lord, teach me to choose wisely, even when my emotions want the opposite. One of the strongest themes in Proverbs is the power of words. Long before text messages, comment sections, and online arguments existed, God was already warning us that the tongue carries life and death. Proverbs 18:21 declares, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." Today, our tongue is not only our voice, it is our fingers on a screen, our quick replies, our posts, our reactions. Modern communication happens fast and sometimes recklessly. We speak from irritation, hurt, jealousy, insecurity, or comparison. We write impulsively to defend ourselves, to prove something, to release pressure. But words never disappear as easily as we think. They echo in the heart of the person who receives them, and even more dangerously, they echo inside our own minds. What you repeatedly say about yourself becomes your internal reality. I'm slow, I always fail. Nothing works for me. No one chooses me. I'm not meant for abundance. These are not harmless sentences. They are seeds. Seeds that, if repeated, grow into beliefs that silently shape your behavior, your relationships, and your destiny. Proverbs invites us to use our words with intention. Not to be fake, not to deny reality, but to speak life even when life feels heavy. Speaking wisely does not mean staying silent when something is wrong. It means speaking from clarity rather than chaos. It means choosing honesty over sarcasm, peace over drama, boundaries over explosions, and truth over emotional storms. It also means learning to bless instead of curse, yourself included. A wise person watches her language the same way a gardener protects her soil. What you say becomes the spiritual climate of your home, your relationships, your career, and your future. And what you say to yourself becomes the climate of your mind. Changing your words is one of the fastest ways to begin changing your life. Proverbs teaches us that words are not decoration, they are direction. And every day you choose which direction your life will follow. Another powerful theme in Proverbs is the contrast between the diligent and the lazy. When we hear lazy, we imagine someone doing nothing all day, but modern laziness often looks very different. It looks like scrolling for hours, absorbing every detail of other people's lives, jumping from post to post, video to video, conversation to conversation, while your own dreams stay untouched. It is busyness without fruit, movement without progress. Proverbs 10:4 says, "Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth." This is not just about money. It's about results, growth, consistency, and harvest. Neglect creates emptiness, emotional, spiritual, financial, relational. Diligence creates foundations, stability, maturity, discipline, confidence. We live in an age of constant stimulation, and the greatest danger is losing focus. You may not be resting at all, but still be living in a form of digital laziness, full of activity that produces nothing of value. Proverbs speaks directly into our generation. Wisdom requires intentional action, not endless distraction. Being diligent does not mean being overworked or perfect. It means showing up with purpose. It means doing a little each day, studying, improving a skill, developing your calling, praying, organizing your thoughts, taking care of your body, building your financial habits. Diligence is small steps done faithfully, not giant leaps done once in a while. Proverbs 6 warns about the person who keeps saying, just a little more sleep, just a little more rest. In modern terms, it looks like just one more episode, just one more scroll. I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow rarely comes for someone who has not chosen a new path today. Wisdom invites you to ask, What is one area of my life where God is saying, get up and build? Your healing, your finances, your relationship with Him, your work, your creativity, your discipline. You don't have to change everything at once. Start with one thing and be consistent. God honors diligence, even when the results are small at first, because those small steps, when multiplied over time, become the testimony of a transformed life. Proverbs does not demand perfection, it invites commitment. And commitment is what turns potential into destiny. The Book of Proverbs speaks often of paths, ways, and directions, reminding us that life is shaped not only by what we feel today, but by the direction in which we are quietly walking. Modern life is filled with decisions, some small and others life-changing. Should I stay or leave? Is this opportunity from God or just my fear speaking? Do I invest, wait, confront, forgive, surrender, let go? Proverbs 16:9 says, in their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. This does not mean your choices don't matter. It means that when you invite God into your decisions, He can redirect your steps, close harmful doors, protect you from traps you don't see, and open doors you never imagined. The danger is that many decisions are made from places of wound rather than wisdom, from fear of being alone, from financial pressure, from emotional hunger, from insecurity, from comparison. These choices feel good in the moment, but create long-term consequences. Proverbs teaches that wisdom requires slowing down, observing your motivations, and allowing God to steady your emotions before you choose. In modern life, applying Proverbs might look like not saying yes too quickly, not entering relationships because of loneliness, not committing out of guilt, not making financial moves out of panic, not reacting out of a wounded ego. Wisdom pauses, wisdom observes, wisdom prays, wisdom asks, Lord, what do you see that I don't? Sometimes the opportunity that looks perfect is the one that would destroy your peace. Sometimes the relationship you crave would break your purpose. Sometimes the door you want is not a blessing, but a distraction. The beautiful truth is this: even if you have made painful decisions in the past, Proverbs does not condemn you. It realigns you with God. No wrong road is final. When you surrender your path to Him, He can bring you back, rebuild what was lost, and lead you to a future stronger than what you imagined. Every wise choice you make today becomes a seed for the future you desire tomorrow. Wisdom does not remove challenges. It prepares you to face them with clarity, courage, and grace. Proverbs speaks boldly about relationships because relationships shape everything: your mood, your thoughts, your habits, your standards, your self-worth, and your destiny. Proverbs 13:20 says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. In modern times, walking with someone includes who you follow, who you listen to, who influences your mind daily, even online. We live in a world where you may spend more hours listening to strangers on the internet than to your own family. Without noticing, their words shape your beliefs, your expectations, your insecurities, and even your desires. Proverbs teaches that this is not harmless. The voices you allow into your mind determine the direction of your heart. There are relationships that lift you, people who challenge you with love, who speak honestly, who remind you of your worth, who encourage your growth, who do not let you settle for less. And there are relationships that drain you, people who fuel drama, comparison, negativity, chaos, jealousy, or emotional instability. Wisdom is learning to discern the difference. Applying Proverbs to modern relationships may mean re-evaluating your inner circle. It may mean setting boundaries. It may mean saying no without guilt. It may mean stepping away from people who do not honor your growth. It may mean choosing peace over being included, choosing purpose over approval, choosing healing over familiarity. This is not about arrogance, it is about stewardship. You cannot protect your calling if you ignore the environments that poison it. You cannot walk in wisdom while surrounding yourself with foolishness. You cannot grow while feeding your spirit with voices that diminish you. At the same time, Proverbs reminds us that you also influence others. Perhaps you are the one who brings peace into chaotic environments, who changes conversations, who refuses gossip, who encourages instead of tearing down. Sometimes the greatest act of wisdom is simply being a light where confusion tries to dominate. God may be highlighting someone in your life right now, someone you need to release, someone you need to forgive, someone you need to distance yourself from, or someone you need to value more deeply. Pray for discernment. Relationships are prophetic. They pull you toward your future or away from it. Walk wisely. Money is one of the most misunderstood topics in modern culture, and Proverbs addresses it with remarkable balance. Proverbs never separates financial wisdom from spiritual and emotional wisdom. It teaches that money is a tool, powerful, useful, necessary, but never a source of identity or security. Proverbs 11:4 states, "Wealth is worthless in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death." This does not mean money is evil. On the contrary, Proverbs teaches diligence, stewardship, saving, planning, and generosity. The danger is not money itself. It is allowing money to become a master rather than a servant. In a world obsessed with numbers, bank accounts, followers, views, material status, Proverbs invites you to define prosperity differently: integrity, peace, purpose, generosity, and a heart aligned with God. Proverbs 3:9-10 encourages honoring God with your resources, not as a superstition, but as a reminder that everything you have ultimately comes from Him. This posture aligns your heart so that your worth is not attached to possessions and your identity is not shaped by comparison. In modern life, applying Proverbs financially might look like refusing to buy things to impress others, breaking emotional spending habits, avoiding commitments driven by fear, saving consistently, even in small amounts, creating financial boundaries, learning to plan instead of panic, using money as a tool for stability and blessing, not validation. Many people carry financial wounds: debt, regret, impulsive choices, failed business attempts, shame. Proverbs doesn't shame you, it guides you. It shows that honoring God with your heart leads to honoring Him with your finances, and honoring Him with your finances leads to healthier decisions. True prosperity begins inside, with a peaceful heart, a disciplined mind, and a wise spirit. When those foundations are in place, money becomes something you manage with clarity, not something that manages you. God is not against your abundance. He is against anything that steals your peace. Money is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Wisdom keeps it in the right place. Now that we've walked through these pillars, the beginning of wisdom, the power of words, diligence, decision-making, relationships, and finances, something becomes beautifully clear. Proverbs is not a collection of pretty sayings. It is a life manual, a spiritual compass, a practical guide for a chaotic world. While modern life pushes you towards speed, comparison, overthinking, and emotional fatigue, Proverbs invites you into a different rhythm, one of reflection, stability, intentionality, and peace. It teaches you to guard what no one sees: your motives, thoughts, desires, beliefs, habits, and emotional patterns, because it is in those hidden places that the direction of your entire life is decided. Perhaps as you listen today, the Holy Spirit revealed specific areas where you desperately need wisdom: a relationship that feels heavy, a habit that drains you, a decision that frightens you, a financial cycle you want to break, or a pattern of words that keeps sabotaging you. Do not ignore that whisper. That is God drawing you into transformation. Proverbs does not promise a life without battles, but it promises clarity in the battle, peace in the process, and strength for the journey. Every time you pause before reacting, every time you choose diligence over distraction, every time you guard your words, every time you choose wise company, every time you align your choices with God's voice, you are practicing Proverbs in real life. I invite you to end this message with an act of agreement. Write in the comments, "I choose wisdom," not for the algorithm, but for your soul. Declare it over your future, your decisions, your relationships, your finances, your emotions. And if someone you love is facing confusion or anxiety, share this message. What God spoke to you today may be the exact answer they have been waiting for. As this video closes, take a deep breath. Ask God to show you one practical step to apply today, just one. Wisdom starts small, but its fruit is lifelong. You are not alone. The author of wisdom is with you, guiding you, loving you, shaping you. And this is only the beginning of the journey He has prepared for your life.